Hello everybody and welcome back to episode 123 of the Everything Moto Racing podcast. It's our first of the year and I'm joined by Lauren and Cameron. Hello.
Happy New Year. Whee.
Happy New Year.
I mean, is it too late now? I mean, we're already 2 weeks in. Is it like too late to say it? I guess to listeners from us as a collective, Happy New Year. But I wouldn't say it to you in the street. Do you know what I mean? We're past that.
Yeah, it'd be a bit weird, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's if you follow the Gregorian New Year. But anyway.
What's the Gregorian New Year? What is that?
Well, that's just our New Year, isn't it? Rather than
is it?
Chinese New Year. I think so. I'm probably going to get called out now, but I'm pretty sure ours is the Gregorian calendar. But that's really not a lot to do with MotoGP unless, well, I guess they also follow the Gregorian calendar. But here we are. I don't know.
You never know.
Where am I?
Well, I don't know because they made a graphic. MotoGP made a graphic last week celebrating the 75th season.
Gregorian
we're actually
season.
going into the 76th season, not the 75th Gregorian season.
That did not make sense to me when I seen people complaining about that.
Because I think they were celebrating maybe the fact that it's already been 75 years. And that we've completed the 75th season.
It's like how this is the 21st century, but it's not the year 21 blank blank. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like the first century was years 0 to 99.
Is it like
that's my
saying
abstract thought.
I'm in my 25th year, but I'm still 24?
Yes.
I guess.
It is. And it's
because
like
I will be 25 this year, but not until June.
It's like, yeah, I think when you're 20.
Yeah, I think you're right.
I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah, no. So, 2023 finale saw MotoGP complete 75 full seasons. But, yeah, we're in the 76th season of a 25th year because it started in 1949.
So it hasn't had its birthday yet, but it will do at some point this year.
No, it has had its birthday. It had its 75th birthday, and that's meaning it's already done 75 years.
Yes, and this is its 76th year now.
Okay.
But we're still 75. Yeah, that makes sense. Right. Hopefully the listeners.
Yeah, that's why people are like, what are they talking about then? Okay.
Yeah.
Got you.
It makes sense now. I get it. Yes, thank God we got that. But
just in case anyone was wondering.
Yeah.
Jeez, oh. Strong start.
Strong start. I know, strong start. But yeah, so a lot has happened. We've had 100 kilometers of Campione or Del Campione, of Valentino Rossi's ranch. Looked like an absolute belter of an event.
Looked like a festival I would pay to go to.
You mean it sounded like we were there?
I wish we were there. Like, apparently it's quite hard to get into, you know.
Well, I'm sure you can pull some strings.
Yeah.
Yeah, boss man. Why were we not there?
Yeah. I know. Terrible, isn't it? It's nice to see, though, that Rossi had all his academy riders there as well. Alberto Tasura was there. I think Balder was there last year. You had Elia Bartolini there. Dennis Foggia's there, and he left the academy. It's nice that even though these riders have left the academy, they're still regarded as like Valentino's friend in this circle still. It's quite nice. It's like there's no hostility there, which is quite nice. Because normally you see people like leave these things and it's like, no, nowhere near. Don't go anywhere near that
like
again.
exiled.
So it's quite nice to see them back. Yeah. But it was obviously won by Valentino Rossi and Luca Marini, which is not a surprise given it's their own turf in their own backyard.
Seems like a bit of a fix.
Yeah, I think he wins like every year, barring last year when it was Balder and Bartolini.
Wild.
Yeah.
It's a cool podium and everything. I loved it. I loved the setup. It looked great. I think.
And the sausages around the neck.
Yeah, it's just funny. Why do they do that? It's so random.
I don't know. It's just a thing, isn't it? And they always have like some meat as well. They always parade about.
Just a thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just a thing, Italian thing, isn't it? But yeah, it was also, I liked Luca Marini's post about it because he won the Americana race on Saturday and he said it was his first win in Honda on a Honda. And I was like, I like the way you put that, Marini, Mr. Confident King over there.
Yeah.
And last.
Yeah, like if one isn't winning on a Ducati, then But anyway, we'll see.
Well, Honda are interesting this year going into 2024 because they have reportedly got 22, because of new concessions or it's unlimited testing, 22 tests lined up to try and get their bike back up to scratch, which, Honda are Honda. They're not the most successful manufacturer in history for no reason. Honda have had slumps in the past. I don't remember, I wasn't alive, but back in the day, they had the NS500 that came out, and it was a total shambles. Top riders struggled on it. And then what did they do? They pulled out the NSR 500, changed the pistons from like an oval back to a circular, and it then went and won everything with Wayne Gardner. He won the Yamaha. What's his name? Wayne Gardner. There you go.
You're having a mare.
Yeah, back in the day, Freddie Spencer, stuff like that.
Yeah.
It was when Honda kind of switched back into that, and then again, they had Mick Doohan win 5 in a row on it as well. Honda always come back. No matter when they have struggles, they always come back. It's just now, it's different now, because Ducati, Aprilia, KTM can put so much more into it now, and they're European based. Fabio Quartararo has come out and said that Yamaha will be a lot more European focused this year to try and match up, which means probably Cal will be doing a lot more testing, but instead of doing testing at Motegi in Japan, he'll be doing testing at Aragon and Jerez and places like that, which are actual circuits that are used more often and have similar characteristics and similar kind of weather conditions and asphalt to other circuits on the calendar, instead of just Motegi, that's a completely different track. There were different humidity, weather conditions and things like that. It's not a great baseline track to test on, I don't think.
Agreed.
Yeah.
That's some information for you.
How many tests did Honda have? I was going to say this year. In 2023, how many tests did they have?
It would have been, because they didn't have concessions, it would have been only the official tests. I think Stefan Bradl, they were allowed a few days. Don't quote me on how many days they were allowed, but they were allowed a few days throughout the season of specific testing. It may have been 5 or 6 days they were allowed to use, and Bradl was using them then. He was testing quite a lot at the end of the year, though, because I remember they had the actual test, and then he was at Jerez a few days, quite a lot, actually, testing the Honda. He took part in the World Superbike test there as well, on the Honda MotoGP bike and things like that. So he has tested quite a bit. Salvadori tested as well on the Aprilia there. So there is a lot of testing going on. So did Jonas Folger tested the KTM on that same day. There is a lot of testing going on, but again, it's kind of those allocated days, specific days that have been the same as everybody else last year, which, don't quote me, but I think it's around 5 to 10 test days are allowed a year. But it's on an official day, an official test rider at an officially designated track. Whereas now with concessions, they can test whenever they want, whatever track they want, with the main riders as well, instead of just Stefan Bradl spinning laps around.
Interesting. Well, I hope it works for them. Are Yamaha, because with Fabio saying that Yamaha are going to have a more sort of European approach, are they also going to be doing a shed load of testing like Honda, or what's the...
Yeah, I mean, I'd assume Yamaha will be ramping it up as well too. They probably heard the number of Honda and gone, right, we need to match that if we're going to get anywhere near, or maybe even beat it. Cal Crutchlow is probably going to have his work cut out from this year. So will Stefan Bradl, but again, Fabio and Rins can test as well.
That's good.
So they can also add a lot of data to it. And Rins, as we know, is very good at developing a motorbike, very used to the inline four, very good at riding a bike that turns and works for him. He also won a race on a Honda, so he can ride bikes that aren't designed around his riding style as well. I do think Rins is going to be an absolutely incredible asset for Yamaha.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he's probably going to stay there for a long time, albeit that they get their shit together, but I could see that being a very long partnership, all being well.
Yeah, to his retirement, really, especially if Fabio jumps ship.
Yeah.
He'll become the number one man. He's one of the most experienced riders on the grid, which is weird to say because it feels like yesterday he was riding around on that Pagnas Amarelas Pons Moto2 bike. And I remember on the Estrella Galicia Moto3 bike battling with Luis Salom and Alex Marquez, and now he's one of the most experienced MotoGP riders. But it's he's just fantastic. I think if we had to go and look through the whole grid, I would say Alex Rins is the most rounded rider.
Yeah.
And so for him to be on the Yamaha.
Yeah. I mean, when was it we discussed this? Was it in the last pod? The pod before?
I think so. A recent pod, yeah.
Yeah, he seems to have sort of just a well balanced mixture of all kind of he's like jack of all trades, right? Rather than like master on it. Not necessarily the best breaker or the best like cornering or whatever, but the way he puts it all together on different machines seems to be able to produce results every time. Unless it's an LCR Honda that's not in America. But yeah.
Even then, though, like he came back from his broken leg and didn't he, and got a 9th place. True. And was like, no, still can't race again. It's like, he is very impressive.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, unless Lauren has got anything else to add to that.
I sort of did, and then I lost my train of thought of what I was trying to say.
Sorry.
I
was going to say, you looked like full of ideas. I could see it in your expression. And then
I was so primed, and then it just disappeared. But yeah, no, I fully agree with Alex Rins, and yeah, you're right. It's just, you wouldn't say, oh yeah, he's the most talented on the grid, but year after year, he's just proven himself that he understands, by the looks of it, when things are maybe going wrong. It feels like he can get off the bike and go, this is what's going wrong, this is how we're going to fix it. And him and his crew chief or whoever, it just seems to work. I don't feel like he ever really blames too much on the bike, or he can be like, yep, no, I fully understand where things are going wrong, and we know now how we're going to fix that sort of thing and put steps into place to go in the right direction. And I feel like he's being truthful in saying that. I don't feel like that's a PR response anytime that we hear Alex Rins speaking to the media. I feel genuine that it is a genuine response from him most of the time.
It's like he can ride around problems as well, which is a big thing that we don't necessarily get to sort of understand and like quantify in riders. But you know, we've heard other really good riders saying like the bike's not great, but I'm riding around the issues, and like that's clearly something that Rins can do as well. So
there's just no excuses. Like
exactly.
I feel like he's just straight to the point with it.
Yeah, very good rider. Yes. Moving on to some other thing before we go into the main topic of the podcast, which is of course the EMR Awards. We've had, I believe, our first, correct me if I'm wrong, team unveiling of the year, with the Mark VDS unveiling that absolutely stunning
lovely
Ducati V4R and the Moto2 bikes of Philip Salac, Tony Arbolino, and of course Sam Lowe's in World Superbikes. And wowzers, it looks good.
It suits it, doesn't it? I tell you what really does it. What sets it off is the silver wheels, and it's really shown off by the single swing arm of the Ducati. It's just nice. It's really nice.
The white plate, the white number plate as well.
Yeah.
It just, it looks absolutely sensational. Because they've had a lot of black, because it was Dave Designs who designed the logos, designed the livery. Dave Designs is the same person who does Mark Marquez's helmets, Paul Espargaro's helmets, you know, who consistently have very good helmet designs, I would say. I mean, I'm assuming that just because they were at the launch today. So I'm assuming it is Dave Designs. They also still designed Sam Lowe's helmet. Alex Lowe's is obviously... And if it was Dave Designs that did the livery, I wouldn't be surprised, because they are, to me, the best in the business when it comes to designs and stuff.
There you go. There's high praise from...
Yeah, from me, which obviously means a lot. Wow. Wow. But yeah, the livery looks sensational. I mean, VDS have always I say always, most of the time have had pretty darn good liveries. Their only black spot, I would say, is when they had the Australia Lithia sponsorship. But then...
No, I liked that.
I didn't like it that much. But when it was 2014, 2013, 2012, and it was Rabat, it was Cali, it was Reading, those were the liveries. I was like, I
can't even picture that anymore, to be honest.
Can you not?
No, I've got a very short memory.
I can tell.
Yeah.
Well, I'm looking at this year's one because I couldn't even remember from an hour ago when I seen it.
Wow.
I mean, it's not much different from last year. I'm a big fan.
There's a bit more black, I think. Like Sam Lowe's leathers have a lot more black up the top. It looks like.
Yeah, his do. I think Tony and Phillips look quite. Oh no, they have more black on it too.
It looks like
Yeah.
there's like black stripes, or like purple stripe through it.
I never really liked the leathers, but I like the livery.
I get that. Yeah.
Weirdly enough.
It's almost something cheap looking about the leathers, I think.
Yeah, it depends on the brand as well. I have to find. You can have two riders riding for the same team with different leather brands on, and one of them looks really good. The other one looks really naff.
I get the same feeling with the last year's RNF as well. Like, I didn't like the leathers, but the bike was nice.
Yeah, I get that. I think, again, with the RNF, I liked it with Raoul a bit more because his suit looked really nice. The Alpine Stars suit. But Miguel Oliveira's didn't look as good for me.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I think the numbers also, like, play a big part into it. Like, I prefer the pink of Tony Arbolino's than now the new sort of
the blue
and greeny yellow
it's horrible.
with Philip Salich, but maybe that's just because it's something different. I liked the red that Sam ran, the 22.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, like, Tony's, it's got pink in it, but it matches the kind of the gradient and the scheme of the bike a little bit. Whereas Salich is just blue, bright blue. And it doesn't match anything else, really, does it?
I feel like I've always remembered Tony Arbolino with a bit of pink, though, because obviously he was with the Snipers team and stuff like that in Moto3 when they ran the sort of full pink bikes.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, it's an interesting one. But I'm looking forward to some more of the liveries. Like their testing livery as well was so nice. The black. I always love a testing livery anyway.
Yeah.
But yeah, that looked really good as well. But I'm looking forward to seeing some more. We've got a lot of unveilings, haven't we? We've got Ducati Monday. We got the Grassini on, is it Wednesday? You got KTM, I think, next week as well. Or am I wrong about that?
No, I think Grassini's Saturday.
Is it?
A weekend treat.
20th?
Yeah, is it? Yeah, it's the 20th. Have I got my dates wrong?
You must.
20th is a Saturday. It is indeed. Oh my word! I can't wait for these. Yeah, here we go. MotoGP presentation. So we've got Saturday. We got Grassini. Oh, I can't wait for that. I can't wait for that.
That's gonna be
That's gonna be cool. Then you got on Monday. You got on the 22nd. You got Ducati.
Yeah.
Then 24th, you got VR46. 26th, you got Trackhouse.
I'm excited for that.
Yeah.
Me too. That's going to be so cool. Then you've got the 29th of Gas Tech 3, which is rumoured to have Red Bull sponsorship because Repsol Honda won't have it. Confirmed by Mir this week in social media when he's training and he's got tape over his Red Bull logos on his helmet. So it's rumoured that it'll go to Gas. It was meant to go to Grassini, but I think it's going to go to Gas, which would make sense for Austrian brand to have, which is Red Bull, to be sponsoring the KTM, should we say, in inverted commas, bikes. That would make complete sense. Then we got the Sepang Shakedown the week after next.
That's very exciting.
Yeah, and then the week after that, on the 5th, we got Yamaha's unveiling, and then we've got the actual official Sepang test.
Wow.
And the week after that, we got KTM. Then the next day, on the 13th, we got Repsol Honda. 2 days later, LCR Honda. Then 3 days later, Aprilia, and then the Qatar test, and then finally Pramac the week after that. So we got a lot of unveilings coming up, and that's just in MotoGP.
Yeah, the season's starting earlier this year, that's why.
Yeah, it is, isn't it? Oh, longer season.
Brilliant.
Yeah. I saw, Luca Marini's new helmet is stunning as well. Just thinking, because he's not got any of the Red Bull or anything on it, or the Monster Energy. It's just a Drudy design.
All right.
And again, it looks really good. Like, I like the energy drink sponsors because they're great for the sport and stuff like that. But it is nice to just see a helmet design with no sponsors on it.
Yeah.
And Marini, I'll put it in the chat quickly. It if you can see that where it's sending. Obviously, the people at home can't see it, but to me, that's
Yeah,
This
that's
is
pretty sick.
reminiscent of his older designs. Yeah,
Ooh.
It's like an American football helmet.
Yeah.
it is a little bit, isn't it?
Interesting.
But there we go.
It's cool though. I like an AGV.
Yeah, I love it. Sorry?
I like AGV. I think they look pretty
Yeah,
sick.
they're good. I don't like wearing them. They crush my head.
Really?
But-
They fit my head quite well. But anyway.
There you go.
Someone's got a big head. It's,
Yeah. Well, we know that. Big head over here. Ego-wise,
obviously.
Yeah.
Yes.
if anyone goes into the gutter, Jesus Christ.
Bloody hell. Moving
Save
on.
that.
No
one
one
quickly.
did, but
No.
Good.
Just you.
Anyway, moving on. So, we are doing the MotoGP awards, EMR awards, should we say, before Dawn will come and take me down for saying word MotoGP.
Yeah.
The
Intro.
EMR awards. Are we doing an intro?
No, I'm saying
Well-
that was a hell of an intro. I think that's...
Oh, thank you.
Let's drag this one over the line, shall we? Okay. I don't know. Do you want to do a fanfare? Go for it. Give us a fanfare, Deck.
Lauren can do one. Come on, Lauren.
Oh.
I'll let you go.
absolutely not. This is your podcast, not mine.
Oh, great. No, I won't do any singing because I don't want to break anyone else's ears, you know. So,
Oh,
But we
you
have
wanted
come
me
up-
to sing?
well,
Well, then, let me
normally me
just...
embarrassing myself. So, but yes, so we've come up with 11 categories, and we've all come up with a nominee for each. I'll read out the categories, and we're going to go through them one by one and crown what we believe is the award. We haven't got any sound effects. I'm really sorry for each one. So these are the categories. There are 11 categories. What?
I don't know. It's just...
What
I
you
love
said
it.
did not make sense.
Yeah, I love watching your stream of consciousness. It's amazing. It's
So
amazing.
it's so annoying. Like I can talk normally, and as soon as you start recording, my brain's just like, "Right, you're recording now.
Yeah.
Be professional." It's like,
Oh dear. Anyway,
Literally.
carry on. Sorry.
Anywho. So 11 categories. We've got best helmet design in all classes. We've got the best full-time livery. We've got the best special livery, which can include testing liveries. Funniest moment of the season, most shocking moment of the season, most emotional moment of the season, the best after-race celebration, best off-track moment, biggest surprise rider in all classes, best overtake, and finally, the best race.
Indeed.
I'm quite intrigued. I'm going to just check, because I'm not sure if one of mine was... It would have been... Yes, it was this year, thank goodness. Last year.
When I was like thinking of my nominees for each category, there were a lot where I was like, was that 2023? I don't know. It has been a long time since
Yes.
the last race, even. You know, let alone recalling the entire year.
Yeah.
But
I know.
I'm kind of over last year, I'm not going to lie.
Yeah, and there's so many races as well. It kind of just blends together a little bit, you know.
yeah,
I feel like I've
Yeah,
done
like-
my factory reset. Like I've prepared myself for 2024. Like 2023 doesn't matter anymore.
history books.
It's in the
done.
past. We're just gonna do this and then.
Not to
that's
knock
it.
you off your whole
2023's in the
awards
bin.
spiel or anything like
I was
that.
gonna
but-
say thanks for that, Lauren. Really appreciate that. Like,
dear.
we're doing 2023 awards. I'm so over 2023.
Yeah.
Don't want to talk about it anymore.
No, just that I
Great.
struggled to, like Cameron did,
Yeah,
to think of what actually happened last year.
I struggled as well because I was like, I can't remember what happened.
feel
I had
like
to
I've-
Google some of it.
Yeah, I feel like I've gone very basic with all my answers, so I feel like
Yeah,
it's probably
yeah.
what everyone, like just the standout moments that everyone sort of
Maybe,
remembers.
but then it becomes a happy equilibrium where we all agree on things that sounds nice, doesn't it?
Yeah, well, come
All
on,
of us
that's not
agreeing.
gonna happen.
Mm.
No.
And
Anyway,
pigs fly.
Anywho,
shall we begin?
yes, we're going to start with the best helmet design in all classes, which can include special helmets. Mine's a toss-up between two. I'm going to pick one now off the fly because there's one I like a bit more. So the one I'm not going to go for that was a toss-up between was Luca Marini's testing helmet, but I'm not going for that. My nomination is going to be Daniel Holgado's Catalunya special helmet design.
Don't
Remind
remember.
me.
It was very nice.
Okay.
I'll take your word for it.
Yeah.
Thanks.
So I'm just gonna go out there and say, I do not have a mind for helmets
No, me neither.
Okay.
and their designs.
Right.
So-
This is going well.
You know, so, and I'm sure I mentioned this last year. I don't like. Okay, I do remember obviously some like iconic ones, you know, and whatever. But generally, like your testing helmets or like special designs or whatever, I quite liked Marquez's sort of flyaway ones that he used a couple of times this year. I think he
Yeah.
used it
Yeah.
like last year as well. That was really nice.
Yeah.
Other than
If you use
that,
one of his design.
my sort of like I tend not to have too many opinions on top of the fact that they don't really stick in my mind. So like this is not my greatest category, so I'm glad we're getting this one out of the way first.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
with that said, the only two that I can really like think of, apart from Marquez's sort of special flyaway one, is I always just like Sazaki's nice, plain, simple Arai Red Bull. Just think it's lovely, it's classy, I like it, and it's nothing special, but I like it.
I was gonna say it's just a very
I know.
standard Red Bull helmet.
I know
isn't
it's a standard Red Bull helmet, but I like it, and this is what I'm trying to get at. I'm not good at this.
It's the simple things in life.
It's the
Yeah.
simple
It is.
things in
Yeah.
life.
it? No,
Exactly.
I respect it.
100%.
And on a similar thing that's obviously not just like a standard helmet, although you're probably going to tell me that it is now because I know nothing about helmets. I quite like Mino's just sort of nice fade of a helmet. I think that was nice.
Yeah.
I liked it.
I'm just trying to imagine it. Andrea Minio's helmet design.
It's kind of like a sort of deep, like plum to like.
Yeah.
Kinda like,
And
I quite like it. Nothing
Rins
special.
runs a very simple
Windsor's always got a very good
blue
design,
helmet
hasn't he?
usually. Well, this year he did anyway.
So that's where I'm at, and I don't expect either of you to necessarily agree with Sasaki and or Mino. However,
No.
those were the two that stuck out to me that I quite liked.
Yeah.
Also like Bez's for a little bit more intrigue.
Bez is so
But,
good.
Yeah.
Pizzazz.
Yeah, for a bit more pizzazz.
Yeah.
Something on the other end of the spectrum for a standard helmet. Also like Bez's. So carry on. That's me said my piece.
Okay. And how about you, Lauren?
Yeah. I would agree with Cameron in the sense that no helmet really, really sticks in my mind apart from Valentino Rossi's special helmets.
Yeah.
I'll remember
Fair enough.
those and even some of his ones that he wore full seasons. I will remember 99.9% of those, but when you asked about this one, I struggled hard. So I picked one that was quite late on in the season, and I decided to go with Jami Massia's championship winning helmet. The gold,
That was nice.
all the nice leopard, the blue. I like the championship winning helmets, and I thought his out of everyone's was the nicest. So
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, it does look really good, to be fair. I'm putting a photo of it in the chat for reference. I'm putting a shout to Jeremy Alcoba as well. He always has a very nice helmet design.
That
His
is nice,
designer is MK Art. And wow, they always look so good.
Yeah, that is nice. I actually just want to throw out a special mention I forgot to mention. I always like Barry Baltus's sort of Sheen-inspired helmet as well.
Yes. I can back you on that one fully, yeah.
I know he kind of does
Yeah,
the
'cause-
same thing like every year, but I like
Yeah.
it. It's cool. It's sick.
I like the fact that he pays homage. Like, I mean, obviously he's named after Barry Sheen.
Yeah.
Bit of a tidbit, and obviously he has Barry Sheen 7 with the cross through it as well. It's just nice though, isn't it, to see somebody remembering the legends, because these guys back in time, a lot of the time people will only know them from history books and reading their name on a piece of paper, really, won't they?
Yeah.
People will look back and go, "Oh, Barry Sheen," because obviously he's not with us anymore. And so it's like, oh yeah, Barry Sheen, he raced back in the day. Anyway, was
Yeah.
Barry Baltus is like going, no, he's here.
Yeah,
Still,
like
he's on my helmet. Look,
Exactly, like seeing that helmet still riding round the track in
Yeah.
front of it. I feel really weird saying helmet a lot, but
so we say lid.
lid. Yeah, it is. It's good to see it, like, just being kept alive, so to speak.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
great.
So that was...
Paul Espargaro.
Sorry to interrupt, but...
No, that's good, yeah. Paul Espargaro's always had a good design. But again, that's Dave Designs.
Mm.
I like that he went back to ATV as well. I was happy about that. So...
Well, that was about 17 choices, so...
That was. How do we narrow that down?
Right. I am happy to put in a bid for Jeremy Messia's helmet and Barry Baltus's helmet.
Well, I'm obviously going Messiah, so...
Yeah, like, seeing Messias now, I'm like, yeah, that's pretty rad. Like, black and gold always works. But it's a bit interesting as well, which is pretty sick. I'm a big fan of Alcoba's helmet there as well, but...
It looks ace, doesn't it?
I'm happy to go with Messia, just because, well, it's I don't know, it's like a championship winning helmet.
It's a bit of a cop-out with the championship helmet, but we'll go for it.
Yeah, it's pretty sick.
So... Jeremy Messia, well done on winning our helmet of the year.
Oh, it's that look of disgust, Lauren. You're like,
I think it's a bit of a cop-out.
Excuse me.
It is a cop-out to go for a championship helmet.
What? Whoa, you never said I couldn't.
Yeah, I know.
And then you back me, and then you threw me under the bus.
Well, deal with it. Anyway, moving on.
Hey.
Ooh, right. No sweat.
I'm joking. But, right. Moving on to best full-time livery.
Mm-hmm. Who's going first?
I'll start
with...
I know, you can go first. Cameron, you go first. Sorry.
Okay. Red Bull KTM.
It's solid.
It's just, right. So, obviously, it would have been Suzuki. It just always is. The Yamaha is nice, but it's the same as it's like always been. If the Yamaha, I said this last year as well, if the Yamaha was like a brand new livery that we'd never seen before, everyone would be like, damn, that's really nice. But we're so used to it. We're so used to this dark blue, black thing with the Monster Energy logos all over the shop. Kind of like silver wheels and stuff. Like, it's really nice. But we've seen it so much. So it's like, meh. Red Bull KTM, I think, was like different enough this year where I'm like, yeah, I still really like that. And I think I'm only really considering the MotoGP class because I think in terms of like the bikes themselves, they are the best looking out of the three classes. Like, I think the Moto2 bikes look kind of Botoxed, maybe. Okay. I don't know, they look a bit round.
Okay.
Although the Moto3 bikes are kind of cool, but again, like they're very plasticky. They've not got much like angle, like it's sort of. Anyway, I'm digressing. So I like the Red Bull KTM, and I think lined up on that grid, it is the best one. Maybe the RNF, but I think there are some bits of it they didn't get right on that livery.
Yeah, it looks like there's like a Duracell battery on it.
Yeah, and like those colors are.
They don't go together.
Well, I think they could, but they didn't do it right. And I think
muddy.
they needed more of that green. They needed more of that like green about, and but my vote goes to Red Bull KTM, and that's me done.
Okay. Next,
Lauren. Sure. I have gone for the LCR Honda Castrol bike. Specifically. No bias, but I think that sort of retro look of the Castrol bike is just stunning. I don't even know what to say about it, but when you're talking about
classic,
in a lineup, that one stands out to me so much. And I think with Alex Rins and his helmet this year, it was just a really good whole livery. And they ran a nice special one too, but yeah, for the main season, I would say LCR.
Okay, so
don't do that into the mic
again, as always. What did you say?
I said, don't do that into the mic. You just pure.
What did I do?
Oh, don't do it again.
Your teeth. Anyway, yeah, carry on.
Sorry. So, I'll just stop my teeth again. Okay, we'll do it again. So, mine's a toss-up between Gas.
Nah.
No.
The MotoGP
No.
one.
Yeah, I know that's what you meant. No.
Or the Moto2 Pons livery. Because I
No.
like the fact that it's black.
No.
No.
I disagree with both.
All right, then I'll shut up then.
Yeah.
Less so
have
the
another
ponds,
try.
but yeah, pick another.
Great. Yeah, well, those are my shouts anyway. So
I'm going to look up
So
the
it's-
LCR by 2 seconds. See, when you say
Yeah.
Castrol livery,
Yeah,
has it been
not
a Castrol?
Idemitsu.
Has it been, yeah, not obviously. I didn't know it's been a Castrol livery all year. I thought Castrol was like the green.
it's a one-off. Yeah.
Well, in like the name of it, it's Alex Rins rides for LCR Honda Castrol and Takanaka Gami is LCR Honda Idemitsu. Like it's different
Yeah, and they'll-
sponsors.
During the season, they'll do a one-off Castrol race.
Whereas
Yeah.
Idemitsu didn't do anything special this
Yeah.
year with
That's I
Takanaka
class that
Gami.
more as like the bloody the Givy bike, Jivy, however you want to pronounce them.
Yeah.
The
Hold
luggage
on.
people.
I'll put a photo in the chat just so we're all
yeah.
on the same page.
And the Castrol bike,
Wait.
to me, is like the one-off livery, and like that I agree
Yeah.
with. But they didn't do it this year, did they?
They did
Yeah,
the
they did.
green,
There you go. That's at India.
the
Oh,
green
did
one
they?
off.
Yeah. Right.
But
okay.
it was
That's at
Lacuna
India.
riding. That's why.
And there's Bradle.
Well, one of them.
That's a beautiful
Yeah.
bike.
Well, that's not the one I
Sorted.
mean, no.
Is it not?
No, that's the one off livery.
I would disagree that they're
confused.
Look at their
standard
bike
liveries.
reveal from last year.
No.
I've got right. I'm putting the bike reveal livery
Or
into the
America
chat.
when he won.
Okay, so you mean when it sends? You mean that one, the one that from
Yes.
the Jivvy one? Nah, no. I'm going with the Castrol, the special livery.
No.
I'm going with any of the two. I'm going with the Castrol.
No, because that's special livery and that's a different
Yeah.
category.
Oh wait, we're not going with special liveries, are we?
are.
No, not in this one. That's
No.
it. See what I mean? This is confused
Are we not?
things.
No,
in
the next
one we
category.
are.
That's what I
is
mean.
special. Okay,
I am
okay.
going with the LCR Honda that he rode. Okay, yeah, maybe freaking twice because he was
Okay.
injured most of the time. But when he won in America, he rode that second picture, and that's the one that I mean.
Okay, you mean the main one. Okay.
Yes,
I get it now. Okay. Sorry.
No.
Right, we get it.
No.
Right, we're all on the same
I
page
disagree
now.
with all of you saying because the Red Bull, no, and don't even get me started on Declan's options.
Right. No. Right. What? The Red Bull KTM.
No,
It's a lovely bike.
no, it is not.
It just
well,
is.
it's nice. It is nice, but it's not the best.
Oh, I heard that. That's better than what I think about the LCR Honda. So I think that means I win. Like, what do you mean? The colours are just far superior. Far superior.
No,
Yeah.
it's boring.
How is that boring? It's caked in not boringness. It's orange for fuck's sake.
I don't like orange.
That doesn't that. Oh, let me just pick the white, blue, red, and green bike.
But it looks classic.
No,
it reminds
doesn't.
me. Yes, it does. It reminds me of like the old style of motorbikes. I don't see bikes like that anymore.
Disagree. Well, actually, I do agree with that point that you just made right there, but that does not mean
But I meant that the whole time.
it's my
So-
favorite. It does not mean it's my favorite. Well,
Do I get the deciding vote then?
No, you get to pick another option because we're not picking from your two.
For God's sake. Right.
Ooh, Aspar in any other class is nice.
Yeah, they're nice, but I wouldn't say they're the best.
Right, well, I'm just giving us options here because we're clearly not going to
Yeah.
agree.
Let's have a look.
Jake Dixon.
So,
No, nah, don't like it. Nah. Well, it's not. I don't like it. It's just it's not. It's definitely not a winner.
Do you know American Racing Team's quite nice?
yeah, that one's alright.
That
I
is
wouldn't
quite
say it's
cool.
the best though.
No, it's not the. No, I'm just.
No.
Well, I like if it's any other ones in MotoGP, I'd go for Yamaha. But I agree with Cameron is that it's too samey as what we see every year. I think that's why Fabio's bike and helmet and all is a bit nicer than what Frankie's was because he had the touch of red and that sort
Yeah.
of changed up a bit. And then when Valentino was there, obviously we had his sort of signature yellowy colour. and that broke it up a bit.
I do
What else
rather
is
like.
there?
I do rather like the Mooney VR46 ones.
Too much grey on it this year.
I'd say last year had too
Yeah,
much grey.
I can't picture the grey.
Am I thinking of
You
the
might be thinking
first
last
year?
year's.
Yeah.
I think the yellow on it is
They
not the
removed
right
a lot
yellow.
of grey. It's
but-
just black now, really. Isn't it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it doesn't really stand out to me though.
What about Fantic? Fantic's a good one.
No.
No.
What about the
Not Grassini. I'm just putting that one in the mix.
Suzuki's, the Husqvarnas?
Huskies are nice.
Leopards are nice.
I was thinking leopards. They're consistently quite nice.
Oh my god, are we going to go with the Moto3 team here?
Might end up.
Bo
had an interesting
Bosco
one.
Scuro, but does that count because they always change their colours?
No, you'd have to pick one of the Boscos.
I don't think I could
well,
go with either.
The pink one.
The pink one, yeah, I can back the pink one. The pink one's sick. I love pink.
Or the blue one. Pink suits Alonso Lopez and blue suits Fermin Aldegar.
Yeah. I'd go with the pink Bosco.
Okay.
Remind
Then that's
wait,
what I'm putting on the table then. Let's just name every single bike on the grid and we'll have to come to some sort
Goodness
of
me.
agreement.
All right. Yeah, the pink is cool. Pink is really cool. Yeah.
I just like pink. If it was a couple of years ago, I would have picked the sniper's bike, the pink sniper's bike that I
yeah,
talked
that was
about earlier.
I don't know how much I can back it, but I'm getting like
Yeah, we need to go
very
to the next one.
aware
Otherwise,
of
we'll be like for hours.
how long we've been at this.
Or the Bow Motorsports.
I said Bowman ago.
No.
Yeah.
Oh, did you? Okay, well, yeah, it's nice. I'm sticking with my option. You two can.
Right, let's just go.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with it. Well, let's go with the pink
Pink
Bosco
Bosco.
Skuru then. Just
Right.
2 from 2.
Aye,
She's
right.
good.
Well done,
She's so good.
As in
Right.
most stubborn. Anyway,
Now to the actual good one. Best special livery.
I'm going first.
Yes, you are.
Good. The retro Grassini livery that they run in Misano.
Yeah, I've put that. I've got that one down as well.
ooh, I
Delta.
forgot
Don't
about
even
that.
try and give me another option, Cameron.
But the yellow Ducatis
Gorgeous.
were sensational.
But
Oh, the black Ducatis, even better.
Well, I mean, I was gonna go with the Castrol.
Oh.
Honda.
change your tune.
No, I've not changed my tune. Anyway. I was gonna go with that, but I've forgotten about that Grassini livery, and that was really rather nice, wasn't it?
Mm.
And I mean, I think I'm gonna agree. To be honest, a lot though. I even liked Cal's Motegi livery. That were really nice.
Yeah, that was stunning.
But yeah, no, I'm going with that Grassini. Lock it in.
Fair.
Lock it in, boys.
Fair. Oh my goodness, will we see Mark Marquez run it in Misano this year?
Yeah, I assume we will, yeah.
Waiting for people to be like, yeah, you'll see him run it into the gravel trap. You know what I mean? Those people.
Hope they have spare parts.
Yeah. Mark crash. Piss off. Do you know what I mean? Anyway.
You're right there, Cameron.
Well, I'm a bit tired of people's shit. Anyway, sorry for swearing on your podcast.
It's fine, don't worry.
I'm not worrying, but
Should we get to the
let's
funniest
go.
moment of the season?
Yeah, funniest moment of the season, please. This one I really struggled with. It's been a really rather not funny season.
No, it's not been
My
funny at all.
opinion.
But
Well, I've gone for Fermin Aldegar's crash into Part Fermi in the British GP.
I did think it. I saw it and I was
forgotten
like,
about
that's
that. Yeah.
funny. That's funny.
What are you two going for?
Did Sergio Garcia not do it first?
He did, but it was a year before, so it doesn't.
It's still
I would have
funny.
said Sergio, but
Yeah.
Okay. I like that one. I went with Marc Marquez giving the middle finger on the onboard camera.
That was a good one.
That's funny.
That was a good one.
That
yeah.
is funny.
Or the entire Sachsenring weekend.
Yeah,
From
that
Marc
was
Marquez.
just
Because he also
chaos.
had the one where he's in the gravel shop looking at the bike with his arms out and the
Yeah.
airbags
Is that not
are off.
Magello? That was Magello.
Was it?
Yeah,
I
he
don't
crashed
know.
at Magello as well. And he was like,
Any Marc Marquez meme where he's like,
my crash meme when he
Yeah.
crashes.
What got memed the most out of the season? That's
I'm going with the middle
potentially-
finger one, though. That
Yeah,
is
that one
mine.
definitely got memed the most, the middle finger.
Yeah.
Yeah. Gonna have to agree. I did originally have down, like, because I couldn't really think of much, I had down the bit where it was in Parc Ferme. Not even Parc Ferme, it was just, I think, like, before the getting onto Parc Ferme at, can't remember what race it was, but it was Pecco, Bez and Aleix, I think. It was Assen. And they were talking about how, like, Pecco went with the medium instead of the soft, and then Bez was like, oh, it's a good job you didn't, because if you did, I would have fucked you again, basically.
Yeah.
And Aleix proper cracked up. That was quite funny, but I don't think it's quite as funny as someone just giving the middle finger to their bike, to be honest.
Yeah, Marc Marquez, of all people who have been there since 2013. Like,
Yeah.
Probably the last person you expect to give a middle finger to the bike.
Is what it is. We
Yeah.
get it.
It is indeed.
Yeah,
Okay,
I would
so
go
we're
with
going
that.
with that one?
Yeah.
Okay, Marquez, middle finger. Lauren's winning stuff
I
for
am.
us, finally.
Bossing.
Yeah.
Well, just
Middle
wait for the
finger.
predictions to start
Bossiness.
again.
Yeah.
You're great when things have already happened.
Yeah.
True.
Gotta take the little wins.
Yeah, that's it. Right, we're going with the most shocking moment, and we're starting with you, Cameron.
It's probably got to be Marquez leaving Honda in the middle of a contract. No, I suppose.
Mine's different.
Oh?
So we'll,
Oh.
yeah.
Ew.
Yeah.
I
You
apologise.
got Lauren.
Well, I did write Mark leaving Honda, but I also wrote another option just in
Yeah.
case. But it's only the fact that Johnny Ray left Kawasaki also gets an honourable mention.
Yes.
But that sort of, I feel like Mark leaving, like it was all sort of a catalyst.
My shocking moment was Sasaki getting robbed at Qatar. That was shocking.
That was like, I feel like that's a different
kind of
meaning
shock
of
value.
shocking. That's
yeah.
that's going to like be, that is shocking. Do you know what I mean? Rather than being like actually shocked, it's just like that is shocking behavior. It's like a
I don't
different
know, I was
shocking.
shocked by how they
But
were
I,
riding.
no, I wasn't surprised.
Nah.
Like, really? But I was surprised about Marc Marquez, even though the rumours had been going on for how long? And then it actually got
Yeah.
announced, and I went,
Bloody
What?
hell.
You went,
Yeah,
yeah. Okay, we'll give it to Marquez if you want to.
I think so.
Okay,
Yeah.
we'll go with that.
Yes.
Sounds good. Leaving Honda. Right, starting with Lauren on this one, is it? Did we start with Cameron? Yeah, we said Lauren now. Most emotional moment.
I have again gone with two.
Okay.
The first one was Digia's first win in Qatar, but I think that's
Yeah.
just like the sentimental value of the fact that he was on his Gresini, and that's where Bastianini had won Gresini's first race last year, and
Yeah.
seeing Nadia and stuff and the whole team and his emotion as well. I think that was a really special moment. Sort of just all those emotions of like, oh my god, it's finally happened. You see how much
He
it
saved
means.
his career, like.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And you see how much it means to the riders, and it's that sort of, you see that they're human after all that, proving to us that they are crazy and superhuman. At the end of the day, they have the same emotions as us, which also leads into my second choice, which was Marc Marquez's last sprint race podium with,
Yeah.
well, I say possible last sprint race podium with Honda, because never say never, but again, seeing him crying on the podium, sort of just taking it all in, I think, yeah, that was quite emotional to watch, and I actually even got a bit teary-eyed, and, you know, I'm not his biggest fan, but it's pretty wild to see, you know, that happen, and I just think it's nice that they can express their emotions like that.
Yeah, I agree. I've gone with Sasaki winning at Valencia. Finally getting that win. Obviously, lost the championship the week prior in pretty savage ways. And so for him to go and get that redemption of standing on top of that podium and being like, I just beat the world champion, everybody. So I'm the deserved champion because it's a long season and, you know, things happen. But for him to stand up there, despite the adversity he had the other week prior, you know, and losing that championship in such a horrific way, to then stand on top of the podium the week after, showing that it didn't matter to him. He batted it off and went, I'll show you the fastest guy here.
Yeah.
I'll show you who's fastest on track. And to me, that was like redemption. It doesn't win that championship. It doesn't bring it back. But for him to just win it ahead of the champion, that was a lovely moment for me.
It's like it was scripted, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, it felt really like a movie almost.
Yeah. I mean, it would make for a great part of a documentary series if they ever do it again. But
yeah,
it's the perfect underdog story.
It is.
Of like one of those. It's like one of those movies where it doesn't go the main character's way, but then they get something sort of.
They get like the last sort of laugh in a way. Well,
yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah. There's a silver lining.
What about you, Cameron?
I've gone with Danny Pedrosa on Jack Miller's shoulders at Jerez
Oh,
in front of the crowds.
That was sweet. Yeah, because the crowd were going
Everyone
mental.
going mental. Just the outpouring of love for Danny Pedrosa. That, for me, I was like... you know, like...
Yeah.
So that
That's such
for
a
me,
soft spot for Danny as well.
Yeah, everyone loves Danny. And he had a hell of a weekend. And it was proper, like... Yeah, again, like scripted stuff. That's my choice. And I think we've all gone with like pretty good options.
It's kind of hard to pick, actually.
Yeah.
Yep.
I'd back Danny because I have a soft spot for Danny.
I think they're all very different. Like mine, I think, was like the raw emotion of like it all finally hitting two different people in two situations. Whereas the Danny Pedrosa one, it's like a really wholesome moment.
Yeah.
And then the Sasaki one is, that like sort of redemption arc sort of thing.
This is the thing with like emotional moment. Well, we got a lot of emotions, you know? So it could be a lot of winners here, depending how you're feeling. I am a sucker for nostalgia. So obviously having like a little legend like Danny of a sort of bygone era sort of being revered like that in front of the crowds again is something that really spoke to me. But I don't know. Do we all win? Does everybody win? Does MotoGP win?
We're gonna pick one. I'll back with Danny. I love Danny. So
okay, but like I think I agree in a sense that they're all three very different emotions.
Yeah,
we've sort of all gone with
a
different way to describe emotion when we say most emotional moment. So if you want to go with Danny, I am also happy to go with Danny Pedrosa. I like all the options that we all picked.
Yeah,
so.
yeah, me too.
Yeah, me too. Right, on to. I think we'll all get the same one for this.
Surely.
Best after race celebration. I've gone for Zarco's backflip.
Yes, me too.
Oh, I'd forgotten about the backflip.
What did you go for? What you forgot? Okay, so you forgot. So
what better than the backflip?
Oh, I've had a little bit of a lapse in judgment.
This is awkward.
No, I do like what I've picked though, which is any Pedro Acosta celebration, including his Lederhosens at the Red Bull ring and his pizza delivery service.
That was good because that was the dig at Arbolino as well.
Magello. I just think anything, and sometimes even just the way he acts after races,
just funny,
his after race interviews and stuff like that, and that's why when I thought about it initially, that's what came to mind, because I know we've talked about it so many times in this podcast about his character and how him moving to MotoGP is only going to be a good thing because if he can get to the front and we get to see those sorts of celebrations and that personality, it's going to make the sport a much better place. So that was my first thought, but I do agree that the backflip was actually the best celebration.
So we're going with the backflip?
Yeah, I think we have to.
Yeah.
Yeah, we do. I think that's easy, dead set, and game, set, and match.
Yeah.
Okay, well, so we're going to Lauren next. Or is it Cameron?
I don't know. Where am I?
Well,
What am
we'll
I
go
answering?
to whoever you want to go next. Best off-track moment.
I struggled to think of one in MotoGP, actually, just off the top of my head. And actually, the first thing that came to mind, I just have gone with, which is actually in World Superbikes, and it's a moment in Donington Park when Toprak gifted a fan one of his trophies after there was something that happened, I think, in the stands or something along those lines. And Toprak invited him into his garage, got to meet the whole team, got to meet Toprak, obviously, and then Toprak gave him, I think, his Superpole trophy and let him keep it. And
because Toprak, I think, threw a slide or something into the ground.
Yeah.
A kid got it, and someone grabbed it out of his hands.
Yeah, and he was like, I don't know if he was like pushed, and then someone took, like a grown man took it off of him, sort of thing. And
actual scumbag man-child.
And then Toprak had heard about it, so gets him in and says hello to him, and it's the most wholesome video ever.
Toprak is such a nice guy.
Yeah,
because he would do that for so many fans. Like, that's not the only time that he's done something like that, but I know that one was documented.
Well, I can add to that a little bit. When I went to Donington a couple of years ago for the Superbikes, there was a guy walking around the paddock, and he was like, you could tell he was a super fan. And I had a chat with him for a bit, and then he disappeared, and he came back with this massive barrel that he got from a team that was like a sport thing. And Toprak was kind of like milling about, but you could see he was tired. He was a bit like drained and stuff like that. And the guy, I pointed him, Toprak, to the guy, because I was chatting to the guy, and I was like, Toprak is stood like right over there. The guy runs up to Toprak, and Toprak is knackered. You can tell. He's like, just wants to do nothing but sit there and just think about nothing for a bit. And yet the guy runs up to Toprak to ask him to sign it, and suddenly Toprak just clicks an instant and turns around and is like the happiest, nicest guy you could be, and he's chatting to him, he signs a thing, makes this guy's day, and it doesn't matter that Toprak is tired and he's stressed and whatever, he's not won the race because Bautista's doing whatever and the championship's on the line and stuff. If a fan comes up to Toprak will make that interaction worthwhile for the fan.
He was like that at Donington
I really
this year. That. I didn't get to meet him this year, but you're so bang on. Like, I did get to see him in the garage during one of the practice sessions, and he's so obviously switched on to being in bike mode. But then he was on stage with Michael Hill at the paddock show at multiple different times during the weekend, and that personality, like, he is so funny. Like, him and Johnny Ray were on stage bantering with each other, and then Michael was getting involved in the jokes, and then they had kids up on stage, they had like signed pictures and stuff like that, and he's just making sure those kids are getting right in there and making sure that they say hello to everyone and getting really nice pictures with them and stuff like that. And then they did the like Superbike's Got Talent or whatever it was that they called it this year, and he's dancing on the stage and everything and doing backflips and all, and
amazing.
He's just Toprak off track in general, I think, is now my entire best off track moment.
Toprak.
Yeah.
Nice. Okay, and Cameron?
I am like just not gonna bother going with what I went with, because like now that I'm reminded of Toprak's sort of off track heroisms, I don't even go. I like my definition of best here is a completely different definition of best. So like I've kind of almost went with like most memorable, and I've went with Dixon's interview. You know, the interview. You know, like
ban him.
Yeah.
He ruins everyone's championships.
Yeah. So like. Best as in like it's not like obviously Dixon's best off track moment, but in terms of like just the sort of complexion of the season and everything, and like just for drama's sake and everything, it's like that was a belter.
That was a
That's an
belter.
absolute howler. However, I don't know if I can I can't really stand behind it as like
If
the
you had
best.
gone with that first, I think I fully would back you with that one.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd be like
I mean,
100%.
yeah, like I don't think I can fully back it. However, I'm throwing it out there as just because it was like hell of a moment in the season. To be honest, things were really quite something at that point, weren't they?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The season wouldn't have been as memorable without it. Put it that way.
That's true.
Yeah.
It's also Jake Dixon's birthday today, so happy birthday, Jake.
Happy birthday. Yeah.
Mine
Yeah.
is more wholesome.
Oh, so just Cameron that went a bit.
Yeah.
I
Rogue.
am a cynic. Yeah.
So, David Alonso growing up, obviously he's of an age where he was 11 or 9, one of the two, when Marquez was a rookie in MotoGP and in his early seasons as a Spanish rider. Of course, idolising Marc Marquez growing up and wanted to be Marc Marquez. I believe on his Red Bull Rookies interview thing, I'll just triple check whilst we're here. Red Bull Rookies, they have to give who their kind of their rider, their biggest inspiration is.
Mm-hmm.
And I believe he put Marc Marquez. I'm just going to go through it now quickly. I didn't put it. Normally they put it, but he hasn't put it. But he's a massive Marc Marquez fan. There's a photo of him when he's very young of him like just stood there, and there's a Marc Marquez poster next to it. And when he won his first race, I think got on the podium, and he's going down Parc Fermé, and Marc Marquez comes out and congratulates him, and he's like, "Well done, mate! You've done so well. You killed it." For a kid, growing up idolising Marc Marquez, to have Marc Marquez, who didn't need to do that, he's got a race in 3 hours. He's got his own stuff to think about. He didn't need to do that. But for him to come out, maybe not even knowing that David Alonso had idolised him, and just gone, "Well done, mate. You've done really well there," and congratulating him. For me, that's just such a nice moment for a kid who's growing up to have his hero come over and go, "You're the man." It's quite nice.
I like that. Marc Marquez has had multiple moments like that in his career too, which I think we've definitely spoken about before. There was one, I think it was like Thailand or something last year, where it was like so wet and rainy outside the track he had to take his shoes off, but then he took his shoes off and stood in like a massive puddle and signed a load of fans posters and stuff like that. But I think that was 2022 or 2021, so
21 I think. And then when Hugo Milans died, he was like 14 in the European Talent Cup race at Aragon, and Marquez got on the podium at Aragon in 2021, and then donated the trophy, wrote on the trophy and donated it to the family of Hugo Milan as well. But didn't post it anywhere, didn't tell anybody about it, just did it. The only reason we know is because the Milan family were like, "Look what Marquez has done." That's the only reason we'd know about it. And the signing things in the puddle, no one would know about it, but someone filmed it and put it on social media.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like, you gotta think, like, what are the things going on that we don't know about?
Some of the good moments that happened this season, just when you're speaking about David Alonso being such a big fan of Marc Marquez, there was definitely a video of Jack Miller and a really young fan, and I think it happened to Luca Marini too at a different track. And they're like maybe meeting them, and they maybe give them a knee slide or something like that, and then these kids just absolutely like annihilate them into this massive big hug, and they're not like, "Oh God, get this kid away from me." They're like, like, come here, like.
Yeah, I saw the Marini one.
I think the Marini. I think the kid had like a full Mooney VR46 like set of leathers.
Didn't they get him into the paddock? Yeah, saw him in the and then when Miller won in Australia when the race was cancelled, didn't he? And he went into the grandstands, whatever, and started giving out sliders and boots.
I think Pecco is. There was a couple of riders went out when the race got cancelled and went and signed stuff for fans because obviously, they'd been stood out there for God knows how long waiting for the race to start.
It's just lovely. I don't know if we can pick a winner. There's just so many nice things. It'd be, for me, maybe cruel to pick one because everything is just nice.
Jake Dixon.
Even Jake Dixon's band.
Like go the other way entirely.
Yeah. We can go with that.
I think just then, the nice fan interactions that riders go about doing, that they're not begging for attention from, and posting it all over their social media. It's someone else has caught this moment and posted it, or like the team has maybe caught a nice moment of their rider and posted it. They're not being like, oh, look at this great deed I did today. They don't need that sort of recognition. They're just doing it because they're nice people. So maybe leave that as the
best off track.
The whole point.
Yeah, because I know Oliveira did something like it as well. I can't remember for the life of me what it is.
But it's either that or just pick Cameron's option at this point. Like, there's no two ways about it. Like, we either just go,
either go
and being nice to
this,
fans.
We'll go sideways and go Cameron's option, I think.
That was the best moment off track.
I mean, there were some good off-track interviews too. Like after,
there were.
Where was it? Was it in Australia? And they interviewed Pedro Acosta on BT Sports. That was quite a funny one. They were just chatting away to him.
When Tony Arbolino saw Casey Stoner,
and he fanboyed,
and he was like, like worshipping him.
And he couldn't speak. He was like, "Oh, I'm just such a big fan."
Yeah.
Oh,
it's lovely, isn't it?
Lovely.
Especially, it's interesting to see an Italian be like, "Oh, I love you, Casey," going because of the Rossi Stoner thing as well.
Yeah, but when you think about it, when you just explained about David Alonso, like think what Tony Arbolino is roughly around my age, and I remember Casey Stoner being the big deal when I was growing up watching racing, so it sort of makes sense.
Yeah, because Rossi was kind of past his prime of winning 5 in a row and stuff like that.
And he was on a Ducati at one point, Stoner, so, Italian bike.
True. Good point. So, next one will be biggest surprise rider in all classes, and it's either Lauren or Cameron, whoever didn't answer first.
I went first last time, so.
Okay, it's Cameron.
So this kind of confused me because, I thought we'd done this.
Yeah, so did I. I thought it was biggest surprise, thing
that
happened, but it's fine. We'll go with rider.
Well,
for all classes.
So I don't know. I just kind of wrote a name down, and I was like, meh.
Oh, what did you expect it to be?
I don't really know, to be honest.
No. Well, that's
biggest surprising thing that happened, Marcus, I don't know, leaving, but then
we've had more shocking moments.
So,
yeah.
I
don't know. Well, in terms of a rider, I just wrote down Vire just because I'm like, where'd he come from?
Yeah, he was great.
Really, really impressive. In terms of just a general surprise, not a rider, I really don't know.
We'll go with rider.
Right, okay. Well, I'm going with Vire.
Okay.
Just for a name, yeah.
I went with Digia, who...
Okay, sure, yeah.
Yeah.
Tripled his championship points with in 4 rounds or something stupid like that.
Yeah.
Okay. And Lauren?
I went with Jorge Martin.
Yeah.
Because I said purely because I didn't think he could do it.
Neither did I, to be honest.
I
was like...
I know we all joked in later on in the season, we were always like, oh, yeah, he's going to win it, but there was no way at the start of the season we were all going, yeah, Jorge Martin is going to be at the top of this championship.
True.
So I feel like that was a big surprise. Mentally, I did not think that he was going to... And obviously it did show at some points that he wasn't ready to win a championship this year, but yeah. I even doubted Pecco at the start of the season too, so...
Yeah.
Just shows what I know, so...
Okay.
Don't know how to pick one there, to be honest. I would back Digia, to be honest, because that was really from 0 to hero. Quickly,
Yeah.
I think he's got pressure on him now to perform this season. I think there's it'll not be said, but everyone's going to be expecting him now to be up there every race, or else they're going to be like, oh, see, look, he didn't deserve that seat. Look at that.
Yeah,
that's true. Interesting little tidbit of information for you as well. So, Digia, as part of the VR46 deal, has swapped from Alpine Stars to Dainese as part of the brand, because Rossi's a Dainese man, and obviously, Dainese, something would have been put in there that either he has to change and end his long-term deal with Alpine Stars to join Dainese, or there'd have been something in his contract that says, we'll pay you more than Alpine Stars to join Dainese because we want you in that uniform to match Rossi sponsors kind of thing. You can keep your showy deal with your helmet. That's fine. You got to run Monster Energy as well. But a rider I'm not going to name recently that I know switched from Alpine Stars to Day and Easy, was in Day and Easy for a year and switched back to Alpine Stars because the Day and Easy boots didn't fit them. The suit was horrible to ride around in, and they could barely like move in this thing because it was just tight and horrible, and they wouldn't adjust it. And I'm sure that's probably not going to be the case for Didier because he's in the top class and everything's perfectly custom made, whereas a rider that's in Moto 2 or Moto 3 might not get the same treatment. But it'd be interesting to see if he was to say wear that suit and absolutely despise it and not be able to go fast because of a suit. I don't know, just thinking off the top of the head, because these kit changes can affect riders sometimes because it might not be as comfortable as the suit they had on prior.
Yeah.
Well, that's it. You've just given him the perfect,
excuse.
Yeah, excuse.
He's not going to say that, though.
No.
That's not going to come out until years down the line when he's not riding with Denise anymore. Or he stays with them forever. And
yeah, he might go, actually, this is actually a really comfortable suit, because every rider I speak to, whatever brand they've worn, I'm not going to name any names, but they always say the Alpine Star suit is the most comfortable suit they've ever worn. Even a rider who I know or chatted to today who's changing away from Alpine Stars because another brand's paying them more money has said Alpine Stars is the best suit I've ever worn, and I would like to go back after I've earned some more money.
Yep. Well, that's it. Money talks.
Yeah.
That's the way it is.
So just a little bit of random information there for you.
Thank
Okay.
you.
we're going with
Okay,
Didier
so-
then?
Yeah, we're going with Didier, yeah?
Aye.
Sure.
Okay.
Why not?
Right. Go for the best overtake. I've got two.
I have one.
So, we've got Marc Marquez in Austria at Jack Miller, where he basically copied Fabio Quartararo's
Was that in the wee
thing
Yeah.
at the chicane.
Flip-flop?
Chicane.
Yeah, the chicane. Sensational. Or Martin and Fabio Quartararo at India,
Mm-hmm.
where Martin pretty much rode around the outside of him. And that was, like, I remember watching, because I rewatched the clip earlier, and even then was like, whoa, like, that was close. So, yeah, those, I'm going to probably go with the Martin one out of two, just because of how ballsy it was, with the championship on the line as well.
Yeah. Okay. I've written any Moto 3 race because I can't think of one moment in Moto 3, but when I think of the best overtaking in general, it's Moto 3.
It's Moto 3,
Those guys
yeah.
are crazy, and every race is exciting. When was the last time you watched a Moto 3 race and went, meh? That was a bit. Or, now I know this didn't actually come off, but Pecco's attempt at going
I was
around the
thinking that.
outside at, what was it, Thailand or whatever? So,
yeah.
Yes, last corner, yeah.
Yeah.
If he'd have done that,
That would have been,
oh my
like,
God,
Hall of Fame.
of the
worthy,
decade, yeah,
yeah.
like, wow.
So I think it at least needs an honourable mention that he tried it. Cause,
Yeah. If Martin hadn't have gone a bit deeper and chopped up Pecco's exit, I think he would have pulled it off.
Yeah.
And I don't think we see that side of Pecco very often, so I think that was such a rogue move from him that I was like, wow, I wish it had actually paid off for him.
Yeah, I do as well.
But yeah.
So I'm now doubting whether mine's actually an overtake, considering neither of you mentioned.
Okay.
But I've got Brad on Jack at Jerez
Yes.
going,
And he was
like,
absolutely
opposite lock.
sideways.
Yeah, like riding the thing like a supermoto.
Yeah. He
For me,
he
was wild.
yeah, because he did him, slid all the way into the corner. Jack just got back, but then Brad rode around the outside of him to take the place
Yeah.
and line him up on the inside, because then
Okay.
Brad was on the inside for the next corner.
So that if that was an overtake, then that is my
That's
my
yeah, it
vote,
wasn't-
because that was absolutely
Sensational.
wild. Yeah, like
Yeah.
just something that we've not really seen anyone do on a MotoGP bike before. We've not seen those kind of
Yeah, not
shapes
for a
I don't
long
think.
time
I don't think
anyway,
we've seen
yeah.
opposite lock fully.
Yeah,
in
'cause
a
they did
long
a
time.
slow-mo,
Yeah,
and
It
like
was-
Jack's like normal, and Brad is just sideways.
yeah, he's riding the thing like it's a Brandon Pash video.
Yeah. Nice reference.
Yeah. And I think about that move at least once a day, sometimes more. Do you know what I mean?
Is that your
I'll
Roman
give a
Empire?
shout out.
Yeah, it's my Roman Empire. It is.
I'll give a shout out to Rob Gray from Polarity Photo as well, who is the KTM photographer, because he managed to get an absolutely sensational photo of it. I'm just putting it in our chat.
Yeah, please do, because I
did
actually have no idea what moment you're talking about.
Oh, we've got to download it.
Oh, you got to click and download it.
Sir.
Yeah, sorry. Sorry.
Just
but
link us. But yeah, like what turn is
sorry.
it? Like turn 8 or something?
It was at the end of the long straight.
End of the long straight. We'll call it back straight. I
Yeah,
think.
it wasn't. They didn't even get into out of fifth gear on that straight.
Wild. Yeah.
But yeah.
No, it just, I don't know. Maybe there was just something special about Jerez. But that Overtake,
There's a link.
just, jeez. Oh,
But it's too late. I've downloaded it already.
Oh, okay. But you can just see Pecco's like normal. Miller's sliding as normal, like because he backs it in, and then Brad is just full. He even said in an interview that his steering was at full lock at some points.
Was that the move? I don't know.
No,
if
it
that
wasn't
Doesn't look
the
like
move.
it. No.
That wasn't the move.
It wasn't the move, but it was one of them.
It was a move, yeah.
It was a move, yeah.
It was one of his like just absolutely wild. I'm gonna post that photo tomorrow actually because unreal.
Why? Yeah, like
Good time and tapping away.
Yeah.
right. I find some kind of image of
Yeah,
this moment.
If that's your guys' favourites, then I'm happy to, if the two of you are in agreement with that one.
Yeah. Okay. I'd back it.
I mean, I would certainly back it.
Yeah.
Okay.
There was a
Should we
few
go for that one?
good honourable mentions. I think of
Yeah.
Sachsenring between
Yeah.
Pecco and Jorge was a good race.
Or Onshu and Sasaki at the same track.
Yeah. They come to
yeah.
mind.
Very good.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's quite a lot. I'm just trying to get. My internet's been really slow. I'm trying to get this. Oh, I know why. Because YouTube are trying to block my ad blocker. That's what it is.
Sorry.
Yes, there we go. Right. Because I'm trying to get that Binder. I was going to get a screen grab of that
The actual
Binder
moment.
sideways thing.
Yeah.
But
Well, we'll carry on for now, I think.
Yeah, well, I'm in agreement with if that's your guys' favourite overtake, so
okay.
that's cool with me.
Binder Overtake. Okay, and starting with one of you two for the best race of the year.
Well, I had 5
Okay.
that came
5.
to mind when I first thought
Okay.
about this question, so I think it may be best
I don't
for
know.
someone else to go first.
I think you come out with your 5, and then maybe like if 2 of mine match or whatever, like that.
Okay.
Narrows it down, or
So I just thought of like a full weekend entertainment, not necessarily best like
agreed.
MotoGP
Yeah.
race or anything like that. But when I thought of best races of the season, Sachsenring stood out. India stood out. I think Indonesia this year was good, but I might have mixed that up with Thailand.
I think
Now thinking about what I've just
India
said
was
in the one
very good.
previous.
Thailand, yeah, Thailand was great.
Thailand was
Yeah,
great,
so I think I
very
mean Thailand rather than Indonesia. Australia and
Yeah.
Valencia.
Valencia was, yeah, that was
And
tense,
Qatar.
Valencia.
6.
Yeah, Qatar was great.
Interesting. Well, I mean, so maybe for me, like more individual moments stuck out rather than a whole
Yeah.
weekend thing, although maybe not the case. So I mean, I've already mentioned Jerez. I just thought Jerez this year for some reason had like some mad magic about it. Maybe it was
Was
Danny.
that the one where the KTMs absolutely annihilated everyone off the line?
Yeah, it is, yeah.
Yeah,
Both times.
yeah.
Yeah.
And it was really good, like close racing for
Yeah.
the entire race, really. And I imagine Moto3 was the same. Moto2, can't remember, don't know. And
Probably Pedro Acosta, let's be real.
probably, yeah. I also had Silverstone just because of the kind of the iffy conditions towards the end got like really quite entertaining. But it was pretty much until the last 3 laps. It was kind of boring, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Now that I think about it,
Yeah,
but
it
like
was.
the last bit of rain, and then with the lace, like overtaking Pecco and stuff, like that was pretty good. And then we were thinking, is Oliveira going to get this? Because he was starting to make moves. But, out of the two I just said, I would rather go with Jerez. But then that's not even one that you mentioned. So here I am. I can always never say no to Phillip Island, which you did mention.
Yeah, I put Phillip Island in Thailand.
Yeah.
But again,
Thailand was good. Yeah.
To be fair, Phillip Island was a bore fest, MotoGP wise, until had a push 10 laps to go when the sort of chase
Thailand was very good.
Yeah, Thailand was good because you had a battle between the top three, which is something you don't see very often. India was good for the battle for second and third in MotoGP. Obviously, Bez just absolutely cleared off, but 1, to see close racing, and 2, to see the likes of Fabio back up at the front was a good watch.
Yeah.
I think Valencia for the drama in MotoGP.
Valencia was chaos. I remember being sat in my car watching it, being like, what the hell is going on?
I cannot believe what went on. But then that's what made me think of Qatar last minute there, because that was my reasoning for Valencia, was how mad MotoGP was. But then I think of Qatar and think of what happened in Moto 3.
God,
and then Digia win in MotoGP, Pecco nearly crashing, Martin having a complete shocker of a weekend. That had a lot of entertainment value. So
I don't know.
Tough.
I don't know.
But then Coda was a good weekend for Alex Rins. I
Yeah.
freaking loved that race. It
That
was such
overtake
a fan favourite
as well.
Yeah.
I've put the photos of Brad Binder as well in the chat.
Yeah, I've seen those, yeah.
God, I don't know. I do not know. I don't know. Sorry, I just got captivated by that move of Brad Binder. Look at it.
Is there one that had a good race in all three classes? Was there a round that all three races were good? Surely Coda or something.
Mugello always pulls off a belter.
Yeah. I don't remember Mugello being anything special this year. Mazzano wasn't anything special this year.
Yeah. I can distinctly remember being disappointed by Mugello.
Le Mans had that mad crowd this year.
Marquez had an overtaken at Le Mans as well, didn't he?
He did, yeah. Again at a chicane, wasn't it?
And that was the record attendance. It was 200,000 odd people.
Yeah, it's crazy.
God, I really don't know. I don't know how to pick one here.
I suppose it's what are we looking for?
Yeah. What's the emotions?
Yeah. Are we going with 3 different emotions again?
Jeez, I honestly, I don't know. I do not know. I also, I didn't watch the flyaways live and stuff like you guys did. So maybe I've got a little bit less opinion on some races.
I'm happy to go with Thailand just because it was very good. And probably the most memorable.
I remember waking up to the last 2 laps of Thailand. I woke up and loaded up Discovery Plus on my phone just while I was still half asleep. And the cortisol that suddenly started pumping through my veins watching the last 2 laps of that MotoGP race does stick with me. But like I said, I only saw 2 laps live.
This throws a spanner in the works, because now that I'm thinking about it and I'm thinking of an all-around good weekend in all 3 classes, I'm thinking of Valencia still, because you've got the Sasaki win. You've got them Firmane. Did he go out and win that one?
He got 3rd in the championship.
Yes.
Did he not
win?
Yeah, because he won the race, and that was the 4th in a row. Pretty impressive. And then obviously you got Pecco winning the race to win the championship, and a complete mad race on top of that.
Who'd have thought that Valencia potentially was the round of the season?
Yeah, because normally it sucks.
I'm happy to go with Valencia, to be honest.
Yeah, I'm happy.
Maybe
to go
it's
with
just the
Valencia.
most recent in my mind.
There's possibly that.
Because you're talking about those flyaways, and I'm going, I was awake
bias.
for them, but was there any thoughts running through my head during it? Probably not.
Who knows?
Should we go Valencia?
Yeah.
If you just want to settle on that.
Yeah, I'm happy to go to bed.
I'm boring you with my talk of Valencia.
It's 11:15. I'm tired.
Just because it's usually a snooze fest doesn't mean you actually have to start yawning. I'm gonna go. I was gonna say next year. I mean this year. I want to go. I think Valencia would be a good one.
Yeah, it'd be amazing. The party afterwards as well.
Well, yeah, that too. But
I actually have somewhere to stay if I ever need to go to. I nearly called it Jerez.
Yeah.
Jerez.
Jerez.
Jerez. If I ever need to go
Where can you
or
stay?
want to go to Jerez, I've got digs, so maybe I need to make that this year. It's awfully soon though. I need to
When
book
is
some
it?
flights.
Yeah, I was gonna
Like
say
April. It's usually mid-April, isn't it?
Oh, maybe not.
I don't
A
know.
lot
Yeah,
going
something
on.
around there.
Yeah,
Oh, you busy, are you?
I actually am.
Away. Booked and busy.
Booked and busy.
Yeah.
Nice.
Cool.
Right.
Does that conclude the EMR awards deck?
It is.
It
So,
is.
to recap,
Oh, brilliant.
we have got the best helmet design of all classes. We have gone for Jaume Messia's championship winning helmet.
Cool.
The best full-time livery, the pink Bosco Scuro.
Yeah.
The best special livery was the Grassini at Mazzano.
Mm-hmm.
Funniest moment, Marquez middle finger.
Yep.
The shocking moment, Marquez leaving Honda.
Yep.
Sure.
Most emotional moment, Danny Pedroso on Miller's shoulders.
Oh.
Best after
Tearing up just
celebration,
thinking about it.
Zarco backflip.
Yep.
Best off-track moment, ban him from Jake Dixon. Biggest surprise of all classes, Digia.
Yep.
Best overtake, Binder at Jerez. And the
Magic.
best race at Valencia.
Well, there you go, folks.
Gorgeous.
There we go.
I've
Please
just thought
let
of
us
a-
know. Oh, sorry, go.
Oh, sorry.
Go.
What have you
Mine's
thought of?
I'm bookending. You carry on.
Okay, I've just thought of a shocking moment that we didn't even mention.
my
Alicia Spago smacking Frankie Morbidelli.
Oh my god! Yes!
That was horrible.
That was shocking.
That was shocking.
That was
Absolutely
shocking.
shocking.
That just popped to me. It just came to me there. I'm glad it did that
Goodness.
now. I feel like I was going to wake up in the middle of the night with that one. We need to record it
Shocking.
again.
Dreaming of
What's
Elise
more
smacking you
shocking?
across the
Elise or Marquez?
No, I still think it's Marquez, but
overall, yeah, in terms of news.
Yeah.
in terms of shock value, surely
Okay.
it's still
Hmm.
Marquez.
One's
but-
more shocking, and the other is more shocking. Do you know what I mean?
Shocking. Yeah, gotcha.
Yeah, but there were two different sort of like reactions.
Aye, and that's what
It
I
is.
said, wasn't it? Anyway, if people
I'm really tired
agree,
now.
let us know in comments.
People are not going to
etc.
agree with anything we've just
No.
said.
No,
They
they
Especially
won't.
Valencia being the best race of the season. People are going to
They're
tear
like,
into
"What
me
you
for
on
that
about?"
one.
There were messages like, you forgot this, you forgot that. And I'm like, ah.
Well, that's
Yeah.
why I'm putting in the Elise one there before I forget about it. If there's anything else that we've forgotten, speak now or forever hold your peace.
Forever.
And don't let us know that we've forgotten it.
Yeah, actually, if you could just do the hold your peace part, that'd be wonderful.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
Don't be like, you idiots. You forgot this.
Blame
Yeah. It's alright, just blame me, it's fine.
Yeah.
Always.
Yeah, sick.
Okay.
Is that all we've got time
Have
for?
you got a
I
nice
think
little
so.
outro?
Yeah, because it's 20 past 11 at night. So,
Quarter past.
thank you everybody for listening to the first podcast of 2024. Finally, Lauren doesn't have to think about 2023 season ever again for the rest of her existence.
Thank
Closure.
God for that.
She does get that closure. She closes that door onto that chapter. Like we say, I don't really know what's the point of doing a podcast next week because what?
There's no thoughts. There's
No
absolutely no thoughts running through your mind right now.
I know, I'm
Like we
knackered.
say. Yeah.
So-
what do we say? What do we say
I
then?
don't know if there's any point doing a pod next week because we're like, well, we'll just be going, oh yeah, so Ducati did their livery today.
Well,
and
Looked
Rossini,
banging,
but like
yeah.
we haven't seen any of the other ones.
we'll bank a few. We'll bank a few reveals, and
yeah.
it's probably going to be a remediations pod of like all the what the awards should have been once we've heard from people.
Yeah, probably.
The
And then we can
amendments.
talk about the
yeah.
Sepang tests and stuff.
Oh, true.
That's still weeks away.
It's weeks exactly.
Maybe we should just take the welcomed break because we're going to see each other enough this year.
That's true.
Yeah.
Let
That
the
is
people
true.
decide. Should we do a
Give
podcast
the
next
people
week?
what they want.
Or should we give it a rest already?
Yeah. Oh dear. Good night.
Well, good night. Thank you for listening. It's 11:15, like I've said. Very tired. Thank you for listening, and we're back next time, whenever that may be.
Oh,
Thank you.
see what you did there.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.